If you'd like to make your way down to your mat or your practice space, I'm sitting on a bolster. I'm going to be seated for a few moments. So get yourself comfy. If it requires, maybe stick a blanket over the legs, just depending on how you're feeling today. Then let's put our head somewhere above our heart somewhere above our pelvis. The arms can relax. Maybe gently placing the backs of the hands to the tops of the knees or the tops of the thighs. If you want to, maybe even underneath the belly. However, if you'd like to, you can bring your hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra. Bring the prayer to the heart as we sit up tall. Draw the shoulder blades a little together. Almost like we're setting up an antenna. Build ourselves into a nice, stable space. And it's in this position, friends, I'd like to welcome you. I realize that sounds kind of give, obviously, because we've already said our hellos, but I'd like to welcome you to your practice. It's not always easy to get onto the mat, and, well, I think that's worth acknowledging. So thank you for taking the time and the effort to look after yourself. While I'm offering thanks, I would also like to offer up thanks to all of the teachers that have gone before us, and all of those that have carried that torch and allowed the light to shine, so that everything we do can be filled with brilliance. Everything we do can nourish us, keep us from injury, but also that there can never be ill will between us. Clear communication. This keeps the shadows away. So if you'd like to join me, we're going to respect that tradition. I'm going to open up with the chanting of 3 Oms, sound of creation. So releasing both hands, inhale, sweep them up the sides of the walls, take a nice big stretch up. Then we bring the hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra, that side of balance above the crown. As we exhale, bring the prayer down in front of the eyes. We'll take the first of 3 chants here. Inhale. Deliver the prayer to the mouth or throat. And the prayer in front of the heart. Our practice can now commence. Taking your right hand and placing it on your belly button, let's take the left hand and place it onto the heart. Pranayama, prana, our life force, yama, a discipline, an ethic, a control of our life force. And to do that, we're going to breathe. I'm going to make it real easy this morning. Sama vritti, sama, even, vritti, fluctuation. So whatever you take in, you can let go. I'll usually use a count of about 4 or 5. Just to make sure that I've set a pace for myself. And I don't want to dictate a pace for you, because I don't know how you feel this morning. But if you could, with the hands to the body, just feel the breath as it moves in and out. And acknowledge how you feel. If the body feels uncomfortable, if the legs need to change their cross, or if maybe you need to shift your bum or roll your shoulders, acknowledge that. Do it. Take a moment and get yourself into that place of peace, that place of comfort, that place of stability. Because in a world that can often feel chaotic, in a world that can often feel out of our control, it's nice to have control over something. Something as beautiful, as significant as the breath that moves in and out of your body. That life force. I think that's a pretty cool thing. Using this nice, stable breath, let's change this up slightly. Brahma pranayama. Now, Brahma, he's the guy that's in charge of creation in the Hindu pantheon. Now, for creation, we need to start moving. We need to start, creating stuff. So, let's look at our cardinal points. The next time you take an inhale, lift your nose, lift your chin, open up your throat and gently squeeze the back of your neck. As you exhale, bow the head down. Bring the chin down towards the breastbone. Gently lengthen out the back of the neck. The next inhale is going to take your chin towards your left shoulder. So the west on the compass. And the exhale will take the chin towards the right shoulder, towards the east. So that's 4 cardinal points. Coming back into the center, inhale, look up towards the sky. Exhale, bow down towards the earth. Turning the chin towards the left or the west, the setting sun. We take a little twist, opening up the right hand side of the neck. As we exhale, take the chin towards the right shoulder while we open up the left hand side of the neck. Let's do that again. Inhale, look up towards the sky. Exhale, chin to the breastbone, lengthen out the back of the neck, let the shoulders rest. Sitting up tall again, inhale, take the chin towards the left. And then exhale towards the right. Let's add a little bit of arm action. Coming back into the center, we're going to build on this. Inhale, look up towards the sky. Now we're going to raise the hands up. Bring them to prayer above the crown, well above the nose this time. Exhale, bring the prayer down to the heart. Once again, tucking the chin, lengthening the back of the neck. When we twist, inhale, the chin can go to the left, the prayer can go to the right. As we exhale, we can swap that over, taking the chin to the right and the prayer to the left. Again, inhale, reach up to the sky, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, pray down to the heart, we tuck the chin, we rest the shoulders. Gentle twist, inhale, chin comes up to the left, pray to the right, and exhale, swap it over. One more, just because we can. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pray to heart. Inhale, twist one way. And exhale the other. Right. Bring that back into the center. Bring the hands back down towards the legs. If you want to swap the cross of the legs again, feel free to do so. Letting the chin come down towards the breastbone. We'll let the weight of the head rest for a moment. Just feel the top of the trapezius, the top of the back of the neck, the top of the shoulders. Just give a little bit of space. Now I'm going to draw some circles with the nose, or let the head roll around its range of motion. So let's start with the left ear towards the left shoulder first. As you inhale, roll the left ear to the left shoulder, and then nose to the sky, right ear to right shoulder, and chin down to the breastbone. Again, left ear to left shoulder, nose to the sky, right ear to right shoulder, chin to the breastbone. And letting the head, not forcing or fighting it, just letting it roll around its range of motion. Just acknowledging any stiffness, any tightness in the neck or shoulders. Next time the chin touches the breastbone, let's change direction. Let's go the other way. So right ear to right shoulder, nose to the sky, left ear to left shoulder, chin to the breastbone. Anti-clockwise, if you will. There's a lot that goes on in the neck, especially when it comes to the branching of our nervous system. It's worth our while to take a little bit of time around there. Make sure we've got some ample space, looseness. The connective tissue of the muscle is sort of at its best. So drawing yourself back up into the center, what we're going to do is we're going to take the left hand and we're going to reach the left hand up towards the sky. Keep the shoulder away from the ear, so it's nice and sort of relaxed into the shoulder area. Then we're going to bend into the left elbow, place the hand on top of the head. Drawing the left ear to the left shoulder, don't pull the head down. Just gently let it relax. Let the weight of the arm guide the head down. We're not forcing, we're not fighting. What we're doing is we're just allowing a little bit of resistance into the side of the neck. If you'd like some more depth, release the right arm down or maybe a little bit out towards the side. Now we're going to take a rotation of the shoulder and really give this a little bit of openness. As you inhale, open up the palm towards the sky. Draw the thumb towards the back of the room. As you exhale, let's go palm side down and rotate through that way. So the inhale is the external rotation of the shoulder, thumb or palm towards the sky. Exhale, we can go palm side down, the internal rotation. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Great. Bringing the right hand back down to the right hip, we can release the left hand to bringing the head back into the center. Let the right ear come down to the right shoulder naturally. Don't force it. Give that a little stretch. Using the inhale, come back up into the center, and this time we can release the right hand to do the other side. Please remember, you're welcome to swap the legs at any stage here to keep yourself comfortable. Same deal, just draping the arm over the head and allowing the weight of the arm to guide the right ear to the right shoulder. Now, it must be said, this might be enough. You might want to hang out here. But if you feel you need that extra bit of space, you can lengthen out the left arm. Maybe reach it up a little bit. Don't lift it up too high. Create a length in the side of the neck. So if you were going to pull the head at all, and I'm not suggesting you do, but instead of bringing it down towards the shoulder, move it away from the hand, if that makes sense. Just create that space. And if you want to, you can rotate the shoulder, opening up the palm to the sky on the inhale. Exhale, thumb down. This is lovely not only for the connective tissue in the shoulder and the neck, but it's quite nice for the nervous system where it branches out and through, because it just allows those muscle fibers to move against each other, fascia to or get fresh lubrication, just take care of the body a bit. Nice bit of preventative maintenance, if you will. Right, releasing that. Let's bring the hands back down towards the legs. The head can come back to natural. And then take the left ear down towards the left shoulder just to counterpose what happened in the side of the neck. Right, I think it's only fair that we get the hips moving. So, bringing ourselves back up. We can either roll over the shins or swing the legs around to the side. Let's come up for some cat-cows. If you like, tuck the toes under. If not, go away, keep the tops of the feet to the mat. That choice is yours. Cushion the knees if this is a sensitive space to be. And if going onto the knees is not an option, remember we can do cat-cow seated. It's all about the pelvic tilt. Speaking of which, once you're on all fours, inhale, let's start with the sit bones. Lift the sit bones, lift the tail, bring the hip crest onto the thighs, lower the belly button, let the heart shine forward, draw the shoulder blades together, lift the crown. Exhale, tucks the tailbone in, pulls the belly button in, rounds the back. You can press the ground away from you, separate the shoulder blades, lengthen out the back of the neck. So 2 big curves. Inhale, the cow, the concave curve. The exhale, the cat, the convex. Once again, allow your breath to move. When breath guides motion, we find that wonderful thing we call vinyasa. One of my favorite Sanskrit words, vinyasa, to move the body in a special way. What could be more special than, well, breath and body moving together? Don't just go up and down if you don't want to. Remember, a little bit of lateral motion, a little bit of sway from side to side can be fun, can feel nice. Maybe then a little roll through the shoulders. Maybe a little shake of the head if we've taken any residual tension through with us. And then we're going to come down into our extended child's pose, Uttita Balasana. So big toes together. Maybe open up the knees a little wider. I've got a bit of a belly, so I'm definitely going to open up my knees wider. But if you want to keep the legs together and drape the body over the thighs, feel free to do so. This is another place where props do come in quite handy, because when we surrender the heart and the head towards the ground, if we find ourselves in a place of discomfort, we might want to bring the ground up towards us. Take a nice deep breath in, give yourself some space. And if you want to, maybe a bolster, maybe a brick or something underneath the heart or head will help you come down to the ground. Then just let gravity do its job for a moment. This is quite a nice one because we get to use a bit of body weight as resistance to lengthen out the hamstrings, to give the buttocks a nice big stretch, also to give a little bit of love to the quadriceps, the tops of the thighs. And there's a big old diamond of connective tissue that sits in the sacrum, in the back of the body where the spine meets the hips. That's a place where you have a tendency to gather up a bit of stiffness over the evenings. So let's have a look at that. And to do that, we're going to bring ourselves onto our backs, onto our shoulders. So feel free to come up into all fours and either swing the legs around or just roll over onto your back, just depending on which way you're facing, which way you're happy to go to. And we're going to slide the heels up towards the bum and place the feet a little bit wider than the hips. The arms now can come into cactus, maybe even draw the shoulder blades together, get a little bit of length into the back of the neck. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to lower the knees over towards your right hand side. It's a gentle twist. You now take the chin towards the left shoulder, give that a little roll. Use the inhale to come back up into the center. Then let's go down to the other side, dropping the knees over towards the left. The chin can come to the right shoulder. Breathe and move. Just like we did in the cat-cows, just like we did through the Brahma breath. And allow that little bit of play to happen into the hips. A little bit of safe, it's a real safe space as well, because you can lower the knees down, the quadriceps, the outsides of the thighs, they're going to protect the knees. They're not going to let you drop them any further if you don't push them. But just rolling through the range of motion does such a wonderful thing for the connective tissue. It feeds it, all sorts of fresh lubrication. It allows capillarization to happen. I hate the phrase because it's such a cheap rhyme, but motion is lotion. Especially when we bring that bit of stability into the hip. And preparing ourselves for whatever the day has ahead. That's a good idea to take the time. We're worth the time. Alright, coming back into the center. Let's draw both knees up in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. You can either hold behind the knees or grab around the shins. Both are valid. You might want to have a little rock from side to side again. Here, with the ankles free, it's a nice opportunity to give the ankles a roll. Draw some circles with them. Maybe go in the same direction one time, and then change directions as well. Mix it up. Give the mind something to think about. Okay, our first strengthening pose. We're going to come up into a hip bridge, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. So bring the soles of the feet down. Let's get the feet hip width distance apart this time. The heels nice and close to the bum, with the knees stacked on top of the ankles. Give the chin a gentle tuck, just to make sure that the shoulders are nice and stable. We don't want to take weight into the head or the neck. The hands can now reach towards the heels, or maybe go palm side down. Picking the bum up, inhale, press with the feet and start to engage the core. As soon as the bum starts rising, you're going to want to walk the shoulder blades together. Get the upper back nice and strong so that when we engage the posterior chain muscle, we've got leverage. Like I said, we don't want weight in the head, we don't want weight in the neck. because, well, they're not designed to take weight. Yeah, your shoulders can be strong. But what we're also doing is as we lift the buttocks, as we're squeezing that back chain, we're giving the front space. We're taking the tops of the thighs, all of the hip extenders, the guys that work hard for you while you're in motion, and we're giving them a good stretch. Keep breathing. Remember this gentle inversion, places the heart above the head, so it's a good idea to keep the solar plexus functioning. So this deep belly breath is really handy here. Now that we've had a good squeeze, let's gently bring ourselves down. As you exhale from the shoulders to the bum, vertebra by vertebra, come down. Right, let's give ourselves a little challenge. Inhale, pick up the bum again. Use the full inhale to come up as high as you want. Maybe even lift up the heels this time. As you exhale, we're going to come back down, and we're going to do that another 4 times. So just pulsing into the hip bridge. Inhale, lift up, give that a squeeze. Exhale gently with control, come down. 2 more. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale all the way down. Last one. Inhale, lift up and squeeze. And then exhale, bring it all the way down. Great. Once again, we're going to take the legs, we're going to windshield wiper them left to right. Just to take all of that pressure we've now put in the buttocks, all the pressure that we placed into the outside of the hip, and gently just let it rotate a little bit. Have that little bit of loosening. The same way if you had a piece of string in between your hands, you rub that piece of string, same kind of idea, just taking the muscle fibers, giving them a bit of play. Alright, let's work our way out back onto all fours. So you've got a choice. What I would recommend is bring the knees up into the chest. It's a great way to start. You can then either roll over onto your side, or if rocking and rolling along the length of the spine is an option, bring yourself up that way. Up into all fours, and then into our first downward facing dog. So spread the fingers nice and evenly and press them into the ground, where they're going to tuck the toes under. We're not going to be in the downward facing dog for long, but if you're happy to, let's lift the hands above the head, send the hips up nice and high. Let the back of the neck be long. Even feel free to put a generous bend into your knees here, so that maintain the stability in the lower back. And then getting the feet and the hands together, we can either walk the feet forward or walk the hands back, or whichever works for you. Come up into a flat back halfway lift. It's a nice place to stop for a moment, have a bit of a pause. Squeeze the upper body, gently drawing the shoulder blades together. Squeeze the tops of the thighs, holding the body out long. As you take your next exhale, we can forward fold. I'm going to bend the knees generously. Bring the belly button and chest onto the thighs. And then reach up towards the sky, all the way up. Take another big stretch, like you've just woken up from a snooze. Bringing the hands to prayer. Exhale. Bring the prayer down to the heart. Right. Meeting in Tadasana, mountain pose. You might want to give that a little shake. That'll take us through 3 modified half salutes, just to wrap up this practice. Nice, stable, standing flow. I'm going to add a few little complications. We'll add in a side body stretch because it feels good. We'll add in a twist because, well, twists are good for the body. Right. Beginning in mountain, using your next inhale, let's reach up towards the sky. Lift and lengthen. Keep the shoulders away from the ears and look up to the thumbs if you want to. As you exhale, we're going to bend the knees, hinge at the hips, get nice and stable into the flow forward. Using the inhale, now we can straighten. And squeeze the thighs, pull the belly button in so we're at a nice 90-degree angle. Exhale, forward fold again, bending the knees as much as you want to. Using your inhale and reaching up to the sky, this time we're going to interlace the fingers together. Index fingers pointing up and take a side body stretch. Take the hands to the right and the hips to the left. Don't collapse into the right hand side body, but lengthen. Using the inhale, coming back up into the center. Let's go the other way. Taking the hands over and supporting the hip. When you draw yourself back up into the center on the inhale, let's release the bind of the hands, put the palms away from each other. And as you exhale, we can swan dive forward. Nice dramatic forward fold, bringing the belly button and chest back onto the thighs. Inhale, flat back halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now keep the legs as straight as you want to. And softening the knees when you run out of air. Inhale, reach up to the sky. This time we're going to take a twist. Standing twist towards your right hand side first. So keeping the shoulders away from the ears, twist first and then release the arms. Looking back towards your right thumb, give yourself a nice little bit of space. Using your inhale, bring that back arm down and around, maybe even a little bend in the knees to lift through the center body again. As we exhale to the left. So twist towards the left, release the arms. See what's happening in the knees, see what's happening in the ankles. Inhale, coming back down around into the center. We can bring the hands back to prayer. And exhale the prayer down to the heart. Again, inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, soften, hinge, and fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge, and fold. Reaching up to the sky. Like you just, oopsie, I lost the headphone. Like you just, sorry about that. Bring the hands to prayer above the crown. And exhale the breath down to the heart. Guys, I just want to say thank you for joining this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure to spend this time with you. Now that we're up and in mountain, it just leaves us to, well, close the practice as we began. So if you don't mind, once again, let's release the hands, reach up towards the sky, and unite them in prayer above the crown. As we exhale, lower the prayer in front of the eyes. And here we can close with the chanting of 3 Oms. Deep breath in. Lower the prayer in front of the mouth or throat. And the prayer in front of the heart. And honestly, because it is the best way to say it, that light that burns in me, I honor and I bow to the light that burns in you. Namaste. Thank you so much. We're pretty much bang on 8 o'clock, so take your time, do what you need to do, and have a wonderful day, friends.